Hey everybody, we just released Wirecast 7.3 and we've included some cool new features that I want to take a quick moment to share with you. So if you haven't downloaded the latest update, you can get that at telestream.net for Wirecast, or if you open Wirecast and check for new updates in your preferences, you should get a ping telling you there's a new version available. So once you download it, you'll have access to some very cool new updates and features that I think you're going to like. So just real quick, let me show you on the website where we always keep these features posted in our What's New section, but you can see that we've included things like real-time Facebook stats, so you can tell who's watching your videos and how many people are commenting, sharing, how many different emojis you're getting. It's a really easy and quick way to keep track of how much engagement your live video is getting on Facebook as you're broadcasting. Now, of course, you're still going to want to check the feed itself on Facebook to read the comments. That feature is not included yet in Wirecast, but you will at least be able to know how many people are commenting and keep a quick eye on all of those tallies. So I'm going to show that in just a moment. You also have this cool new thing called the image carousel. It's basically an image playlist or a dynamic slideshow for images. It makes it super easy to bring in any size image, any type of image that Wirecast supports, from PNG to GIFs and so forth, all the way into Wirecast, and then it will easily rotate between them in almost an endlessly looping slideshow. You can set the timing, you can set how long the transitions are between images. It's a really, really cool way to just dynamically create a slideshow. And for the first time ever, you can now put a playlist of images inside another playlist. So that is a very neat tool. We'll cover that. And then finally, you can import OBS collections, scene collections. This is a very, very cool tool as well. If you have OBS or if you've used OBS as a broadcasting software, this is the time that you can now move to Wirecast seamlessly, because we support those file types. You can bring in all that work that you may have done into Wirecast and take advantage of some of the cool, rich features that Wirecast offers that you just can't get in OBS. So we wanted to make that as easy as possible for people moving from sort of that beginner level opening broadcasting software to a more professional and advanced product like Wirecast. All right, so with that, let's just dive in. I'll show you some of these quick features really fast, and then you'll have an idea of how they work. So I'm just going to open this Wirecast document here. I've already added my camera on layer 3 there. That's no big deal. And let's just cover creating a playlist or slideshow. Now, typically, let's say I wanted to add a playlist up in the corner or up to my left there. And I wanted to add, say, just an image or a bug. Well, that's pretty easy to do. I could make this on a second layer. I could even include it in the same shot, as I can add up to 50 layers in this shot layers tab here. So each shot itself can contain many, many layers itself. But of course, we also have this handy master layer system where I have layers 2 and 3. Nothing's happening on those. So for now, I'm just going to add an image right there. So we would just add a media file. Now, historically, that'll just point you to wherever your images are located, and you can bring in something like a Wirecast logo, which I happen to have here. You can move it up to the corner there, and then using the properties here, like the scale and sliders and so forth, you would just scale it there. Well, that's all well and good, but if you actually want a playlist, you then have to create a whole series of images or create a new playlist shot and then add them one after another. And that's how Wirecast has been doing playlists up to this point. But with the new image playlist or image carousel source, this makes it really easy to add a ton of different shots or a ton of different images into a playlist all at once. So instead of adding a single media file or creating a playlist and adding a bunch of media files to that playlist, I'm now just going to create an image carousel source. So that you can see right here, it's located just under my Tyler Live and Wirecast, right about the middle of the list. Add the image carousel source. That's going to pop up here, and then I can name it if I want, and I can select a size and format and so forth. So in this case, I probably want it to be something like, you can set the size now if you like. For example, if you think at some point it may be full screen or just be in and of itself, you can set it to fill your whole canvas, whatever you want. You can also choose whether you want a colored background or not, or a transparent one. This is the luminance slider at the bottom, so if you do choose to have a background, then this would be totally open and white, an opaque background, or if you drag it all the way to the left, it now is a completely transparent color. But of course, you could make it any color you want. It doesn't really matter. And the images, wherever they are, there's a gap, they will have this white border around them, or something like that, or red, or whatever it is that you choose. So keep that in mind. That's how that works. Now, I'm actually going to, in this case, just have it transparent, because wherever the image ends, I want them to see whatever's behind me in my video. So I'm going to have that. You can choose how often the images will change. In this case, I'm going to set it to every 3 seconds. And then you can choose how long the transition time is. You can even choose to shuffle whether you want that or not. So fine-tune these however you like it. This is how fast the slideshow is going to rotate through all the images and in what order, whether they're top to bottom or whether it's going to be random. You can then just select the images you want to add. In this case, I have them all loaded here. I'm going to shift select all of them. And now they'll come in the order they were in the file. If you do need to reorder them, you can use these arrow buttons to take them up or down in the playlist order. All right, and then you can see that this is basically giving us a real-time preview of what the slideshow is going to look like and approximately the size that the image carousel is going to take. So it's pretty straightforward. And then we have 1920 by 720. I probably want to change that to 1080, and then I think we're good. All right, so there you go. It's taking up the full screen. And then what's cool about this is I can just move this up to the corner here. And if for some reason all that's still too big, and I just don't like how large it is or how small it is, you can edit the size of the whole thing as a group. So it will fill that whole space as needed. So I'm going to just pop that down just a little bit so we can see the whole frame. And you can see the images will not expand beyond the boundaries of the box that we've set. All right, but the nice thing is I can now move the whole group wherever I want, and this playlist is just endlessly looping. There's no start or stop. It just begins and keeps going. So that one's going off the boundaries a little bit, so maybe I want to take this a little smaller and do it something like that, and we'll put that right there. Okay, so there's my dynamic playlist or my image carousel. You can see it's quite very easy to use, and any of the settings that I change, when I take this live, it's still going in its order, and wherever it's at in its current loop is where it's at. There's no starting, like stopping or switching to different images. If you want that individual control over a playlist, you should create these images inside of a playlist or a playlist shot, which is different from the image carousel. The image carousel is really just for convenience and quick image slideshows. There's not much more control than what I've already shown you. But of course, we could, as I said, tuck this playlist in, or this image carousel into a playlist shot. So for example, if we wanted to make this a shot in and of itself inside a series of shots, I could just drag and drop it on the other image there, and now I have a playlist of one where this just displays the Wirecast logo for 5 seconds, and then it goes into the image carousel. And you can see by nature image carousels don't have a duration because they're infinite. They just loop and loop and loop. So if you want to set a time limit for your image carousel in the playlist, you can do that. But in other words, you can consider an image carousel very much like a live source. There really is no beginning or end to it. It just keeps going. The next thing I want to show you is how to import your OBS scene collections into Wirecast and create Wirecast documents or projects out of them. One of the things we wanted to do when adding this feature was to make it very easy for beginning broadcasters using open source software like OBS to transition to the richer feature set that Wirecast can offer. Now, we recognize that you may have spent a lot of time on those OBS projects or crafting those OBS scene collections. So the idea was to make the transition as seamless as possible by allowing you to now import those files and those collections and the way you've composed your shots and sort of crafted your scenes into Wirecast documents that could then be easily taken from there and converted into the Wirecast format or way of working. Now, what you can't do with this is you cannot import or merge your OBS scene collections or files with existing Wirecast documents. So the best way is to open your OBS projects from scratch and save them as Wirecast files and then add as needed or change or format. So let me show you how that works. I'm just going to minimize this document I have open. We'll come back to that, and let's go look at how we would open an OBS scene collection. So up here at the top, I'm just going to go to the File menu, and you'll see it's very easy. Right under the Open commands, you'll see Open OBS Scenes. Now that will actually just point us directly to the default file location for OBS Scene Collections. I have OBS installed here, and I've created a scene collection, and all of your scenes should just appear there. So select the correct one, or the ones that you'd like to import, and then select Open. These will now open into a Wirecast document, which will convert the file and then basically create a brand new Wirecast document and open your scenes basically on layer 2 here. And I just have one scene here, and this is going to open as this file, and you can see all the elements are already added. They're offset here, so all I need to do is reset the positions. So that's pretty easy if I want to do. Actually, I'm going to undo that. I'm going to do scale to fit and move this one over and scale to fit. So there we go. We're pretty much ready to go. We have everything added in our scene, and now we can build out this document as we want. So that's pretty much it. You just import or open those OBS scene collections, save your Wirecast file once it's open, and you should be good to go. If you have any questions about importing OBS collections, please let us know. We'll be happy to help. All right, next I want to show you the cool new Facebook Live feature that we've integrated with. Wirecast has been on the cutting edge of integrating with the Facebook Live API, and we're continuing to do that. So with each new version or update, we usually add additional features or improvements to the Facebook integration, and we will continue to do that because Facebook Live is such a popular platform, and we find that it offers so many cool features that we could bring into Wirecast to make your experience that much easier and useful when streaming to Facebook. So what I want to do is go into my output settings. I've pretty much configured it just the way I want already, and all I need to do is hit create. And I'm going to bring this, and that's going to send all this information to Facebook and return my streaming identity. So if you don't know how to stream to Facebook Live, it's very easy. There are tutorials already available on our website. I'm not going to cover that here. What I'm going to cover specifically is the streaming to Facebook Live and how that works, because I want to make sure that you see how these tallies work. So let's start streaming. And we will send this live stream out. And you can see right here at the top already a new icon has appeared. And that is basically a, just letting you know how many viewers are currently watching. Now, what's tricky about this is there actually looks like there's already one person tuning in to watch my stream right now. And what's tricky is, though, there are other icons that are available, but they will not show up right away until you have closed the shot editor, because there is with the UI, you don't get the dynamic list until you get more shots. So here we can see I've already got 2 people watching and 2 people commenting, and the tallies continue to keep track of that. And if there were additional likes or emojis or heart emojis, then you would see that. So hey guys, thanks for commenting. I appreciate you watching. Leave a like or a heart emoji and share this with your friends. And so that should allow me, you can see right there, I know that they're listening, they're leaving a like button, and it's just an easy way. I haven't even checked the Facebook page yet. And in fact, I'm probably not going to. Thanks for the heart. That was awesome. We are definitely offering the whole range of Facebook responses and engagement interactions here and in Wirecast. So you can easily see how much engagement you're already getting without even going to the web page. And like I said, on this computer, that can be a little risky because this particular little machine is not very powerful. So if I try to do too much on it, like watch a bunch of YouTube videos and do a Wirecast stream at the same time, it pretty much slows down the computer. So that is how this works. I know it's very, very sad. Thanks, guys. Or actually, you're using the wow emoji. So thanks for watching, and that is how the Facebook tallies work. If we open the shot editor again, you'll see it's going to re-truncate back down to a single icon there, and you won't see all the rest of them. So the only way you can see all the other emojis is just close the editor or the inspector there, and then you will be able to see the full range of emojis. So if you're curious where they went or why, you're sure there's more comments and it wasn't changing, it's because you just need to close the shot editor. You'll see the rest of them. All right, that covers our entire new update pack to Wirecast 7.3. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for choosing Wirecast, and I hope this was useful to you. See ya.